to Mad Boxing. This is your co-host Miguel Antonio Barragan, aka Fight Fiend Migs. My co-host here is Andrew. Don't get it twisted, Lapache. Andrew, what is happening? What's going on, dude? How you doing?
Hey, how's it going, Miguel? Very good. The sun is out today, no rain, so the background really fits. I know I always keep telling you that, but then when the season changes, I'll change the background because it will no longer look like that. So one thing sucks about the valley, man. This look
Mm,
doesn't stay too long. It's real
mm-mm.
weird. Right after have you ever noticed? Yeah, I know you live in the fucking desert. You probably don't
Yeah,
notice it,
it's
but
always dry as fuck over here.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like if you have a house on that hill right there,
Yeah.
you only get this view for a few weeks. You know what I mean? And then it's right back to shitty brown. Then it's right back to fire hazard, and
Yeah.
one match might end your whole dream.
No, yeah, dude, I visited fucking Canada several years ago, and I did it like at the worst time. It was like before the green comes out, and right as the snow and ice was melting, so everything was muddy and slushy. I was like, fuck, I couldn't have chosen a worse time. So, but apparently it gets nicer towards, which kind of looks like your background there. So towards April, I guess it looks a lot nicer. But yeah, here in Vegas, we get dry everything, and it's pretty much dead everywhere. Any grass we try to grow will eventually die. So seeing a nice little greenery behind you is a nice little uplifting, change as opposed to seeing the fucking sun blazing down on us 24/7 over here.
Right, right. Can
All
you
right.
hear me, Miguel?
I can hear you, sir. Yes.
All right, because my the outline of my screen keeps blinking, but we'll keep going as long as you can hear. I don't know why
Yeah.
I'm blinking if I'm losing a connection issue or something.
No, I can still hear you perfectly fine.
All right, let's go.
All right. Fantastic. All right. Well, welcome. This is for our, Fight Net Radio chat room people. We're gonna let you guys kind of give you guys a little bit of a nice little test, I guess, pre-run. We had some fights yesterday, right? Not many. There was some early fights in the morning that weren't fantastic, but the one that we were all waiting for, right, is going to be Jaime Munguia versus John Ryder. That's the one that was, the rest of the card was kind of meh. We had a couple of controversials just going on, but nonetheless, that's the one that we all had our eyes on because why? It's in the 168-pound division, super middleweight, and who's the king of super middleweight? Canelo. So that is why every time there's a super middleweight fight, people's like, well, that's going to be potentially some sort of future opponent of Canelo. So of course, the first thing that everybody thinks about is, will this guy get a crack at the Canelo sweepstakes? So all eyes were on Munguia and Ryder yesterday. So Andrew, I'm going to give you the floor here. I'm going to give you the first crack. What did you think of the fight, and how did Munguia look?
Well, it was a home run, right?
Mm,
When you look at what they were trying to do, this was the build up to Canelo. This was Jaime Munguia's argument on why he should get Canelo next, right? And passed it with flying colors.
mm,
We know the chin issue, that he has a great one, but takes a lot of punches. Everyone knows that. Very well known. Um, it was his offense. It was his patience. Freddie Roach seemed to have brought out something new in him.
mm,
A lot of people doubted that, probably myself included, that was going to be
mm,
able to happen so on such a quick turnaround. Looks like it did. Um, was it the perfect opponent? I don't know. John Ryder had a great fight with Saul Alvarez.
mm.
Actually, I thought won the crowd over in the last few rounds. Not like they thought he won, but gave him respect, right? That
Yeah.
he lasted with Saul Alvarez for the distance, at broken nose, bleeding, everything. Last night he couldn't take the power, man. He's down in round two. He's down in, I thought, round four he got dropped. And Miguel, are you there? Hello, hello. I'm hoping you come back.
Yeah. Did I lose you? My bad, you. I don't know what the fuck happened.
All right. Yeah, your video is frozen right now.
Oh.
That's how I could tell you had lost connection.
Oh, is it still frozen or no?
Yes, it is.
Shit. Okay. So let me leave and come back, I guess. All right, I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right. How about now? Am I back?
Yeah. Yes,
Okay,
you are.
cool. All right. Sorry about that. I don't know. I don't know what happened. Something it just went blank for some reason. But all right, we're back. We're still here. All right, cool.
Yep.
So yeah, continue, please.
So he was down in round 2. It looked like he got dropped in round 4 or 5, right? The referee waves it off, but it looked like a legit body shot or whatever put him down.
Hmm.
What's there left to say? They got to get a big fight for him. The biggest fight out there is Saul Alvarez. Why not? They're both Mexicans. Munguia is very known in the boxing world. It's gonna get the views, you know. Is it as big as Benavidez? In America, probably not. In Mexico, of course it is. Benavidez didn't do shit as for views with his fight on pay-per-view, right? They didn't even announce the numbers. They were so low.
No.
So, and their rumors were, what was it? It was like under 100K, man.
Yeah, it was. I forgot what the number was, but it was under 100K. At least the rumors were.
Yeah, there's no fight there. Not for the money that Benavidez and these PBC guys are gonna want. It seems to always be the issue with these PBC guys, which I think is a lie. I think Al Heyman just tells them to talk that you want the fight, but then you're gonna fight one of my guys, and we'll try to get the what is it the exposure of you saying you want to fight that guy, but we're never gonna fight that guy. Not unless that guy leaves his fucking promoter, comes and signs with me, blah blah blah. But no, Benavidez, I don't think is a bigger fight in Mexico than Munguia, and I think Canelo kind of needs the Munguia fight right now. I'm not too happy on where Canelo's going with his career. Like, I get it. We're all here to make money. We're all here to the easiest path of resistance is what everybody's looking for in life. I get it. But how many times are you going to go to that? I mean, come on, man. This guy's had some easy fights these last few years. Yeah, we know you went to a division, took all the belts, but who were you taking them from? Seriously. Don't act like that all wasn't planned. You didn't look at a fucking piece of paper and go, man, those guys, those are your champs. All right, I'll go there. You went to 175. You got handed to it. You didn't even want to do the rematch. You went right back to the easy path. And you took it again when you took a fighter 2 weight divisions under you. I'm telling you right now, I know people are going to be mad, but Canelo don't deserve to be pound for pound lists anymore. You took a fighter 2 divisions under you. Then now you're taking his brother that no one wanted to see. Like, you're talking years of fighting guys that people didn't want to see. When do you take that title away? When do you lose it?
Do you think he's still, I mean, like, out of top 5 now? Is he still top 10? Oh, of course, top 10.
He's irrelevant. He's irrelevant until he makes a fight that is relevant. Does that make sense?
And wins it.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Give us the Benavidez, and now Munguia has made noise. Now you can bring Munguia on. Look, Munguia looked good last night. It's going to be a great fight. They're going to bang away, but he still gets hit with everything. Canelo's a sharpshooter, man. Like, Alvarez needs to believe in himself a little bit more. I know he has some losses, which probably hurt him in some of his decision-making on fights going forward, because we all know in boxing, you can't lose too many times, right? That's it for you. Your money, you're not making the money you once were.
Right.
Can you hear those kids in the background?
No, we're good.
Okay. So I know this is part of his decision making, but he needs to become a prize fighter again. When you're making $30 million, you need to start taking on the fights that people actually want to see. And Terrence Crawford isn't one of them. Stop with that fucking noise too. I swear, if he takes on Terrence Crawford and wins, I would never. I'm not even talking about Alvarez anymore. Like, I'm done with, like, come on, this is ridiculous, bro. 3 divisions? You went 2 divisions. Now you're going 3? Maybe even 4. Is that 4 away or 3? That's 3 away.
Well, I mean, technically 47. So Crawford is at 47, 54, 60, 68, 3. We can call it 3.
3 divisions, yeah. No way. I don't. So please don't do that fight. It's Benavidez or Munguia. And you know, if Canelo was smart, he would do a announcement on the internet. Sell fucking, you know what I mean? Like, mate, that's how big that announcement I think would be. Who are you gonna fight, Munguia or Benavidez? The whole boxing world would show up to see.
It's like a raffle kind of thing. It's like, decision time. It's it's like the Bachelorette in this bitch. Like, who are you gonna bring the rose to? Kind of thing. Kind of shit. All right.
I think it would get him some views. I think it'd make that fight 10 times bigger too. It would definitely help out the Benavidez side. Munguia might already be sold. They could take that back over if they wanted to, take it back to Mexico and sell out any arena they wanted to.
Mm.
He did how many with John Ryder? Could you imagine them going back with Munguia?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, and I know they'll keep it here probably, but I'm just saying to me that's how big that fight is. And did you see Oscar and Bernard, all their responses in the ringside as that fight was ending?
Yeah, they were fucking leaping for joy.
Dude, you guys can say what you want about Oscar. You can bring up the fishnets and the alcohol and the drug use. This guy is consistent with making his fighters stars. He's consistent with getting his guys to big fights. And you know what? Al Heyman should be. Al Heyman likes to keep the power, though. He doesn't give a shit about his fighters making the biggest maximum money that they can at that time. He really doesn't. He gives them that carrot that they're going to be bigger if they do his plan. Guess what? It's not working. His guys aren't becoming bigger. The Oscar De La Hoya, now his fighters might not be winning, but they're in way bigger fights. They're making way bigger money. Munguia is going to make bigger money than if who's like fight Zoo. Zoo was going to fight Crawford. No, now he's fighting Thurman. What's the bigger money, bro? What is the bigger money? It's Benavidez was going to fight. Who's he fighting next? Didn't they already bring out an opponent for Benavidez?
Have they? They might have. I don't remember. I've heard rumors they was gonna fucking go to Cruiser or some shit to fight some other son of a bitch. But yeah, it was.
Let's go the Raleigh Romero route then. Let's go the Raleigh fucking Romero route. Raleigh's gonna fight Ryan Garcia. Oh no, he's not. He's gonna fight Pitbull Cruz. What's the bigger money? Why are you guys going for lesser fucking money? What is he fucking selling you that makes you take millions off of your paycheck? I don't understand it. Oscar, don't do that, man. Oscar was ringside cheering his ass off because he got another fighter a fucking big payday. That's his job. Did the man not look happy doing it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they all get paid, but he looked happy for Munguia.
Yeah. And Bernard was there too. That fucker was yelling out instructions.
Al Heyman won't even show up for these guys, Miguel.
Yeah.
He's over there he's taking money out of your fucking dinner table, and then he doesn't even show up to the fight. You guys are stupid. How about that? Where's my Lee at? Dun, dun, dun. Fuck yeah. Where's Lee? Fuck out of here, man. Miguel, I just enlightened myself when I talk. So they're like, fuck them. Why are you taking millions off of your table? Ryan, who are you listening to, bro? Raleigh Romero, who the fuck are you listening to?
We'll do that.
Nice. Yeah.
Right.
Don't worry. Hey, we're going to get the sound bites. We got to get the clips.
We'll get them eventually for sure.
Yes, I want fucking Lee. We'll get Lee. Dude, he's coming back. Yeah. Don't worry, you guys. He ain't going nowhere.
Right.
He's fucking up there. We're going to get into it. Fight Net Radio, don't worry. This is just a test. We're going to bring that back to Lee when the time's right. This is a test for you guys. We're showing you that me and Miguel are going to carry on. We'll tell you guys what's going on, why we decided to leave Fight Net Radio and move on with the Mad Boxing show. But no, lovely Miguel and me, we've been battling this for a while. So he ain't going nowhere. And I hope my dog bit his ass when he got there. I told Miguel that, dude. I hope Max got him. Damn guy, he used to make fun of my dog.
Talking about me, motherfucker. Trying to pay up, fool.
Yeah. So yeah, man. No, I was very happy for Oscar. I was very happy for Bernard. You know, they did it. They did it. Look, do you have any more information on Charlo Canelo? Is there any update on this fight?
Not that I've read. Everything else has been basically that I've seen online. The buzz has been basically around PBC's first show on Amazon Prime. That's kind of what the most of the buzzwords are hitting. Nothing that I've seen recently as of late in regards to Canelo and Charlo, the 160-pound Charlo. No, nothing there yet.
Yeah, because there was rumors that fight is happening, right? That we can at least say that.
Yeah.
Al Heyman needs to put that in overdrive right now because there's potential Munguia stole it last night. Mm-hmm. Listen, and that's if Canelo wants to fight for the people, right? And all that bullshit he always talks about, the love of boxing, blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what? Your biggest fight right now, in my opinion, is Jaime Munguia. They did it. He won. Mm. Charlo had his opportunity against Benavidez. That was a garbage fight. Sorry. Then you come back and beat your wife? You think I'm supposed to root for you? No, I'm dead serious. And then what you got caught on fucking tape saying? She's a real woman, yo. What does that mean? Who wants this fucking guy on a TV right now with that being said? Do you want that to go viral?
Yeah, that's not exactly the right way to go viral.
Not for us as a sport. We don't want that going viral. Yeah. We don't want him making millions saying that just a few months ago. Saul needs to think about this. Guilty by association. You understand?
Yeah. No,
you rock with guys like that. His whole promotion better be I'm beating the woman beater because it just happened, dude. It's a little too hot to be like, oh, I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
The dude is on tape admitting fucking punching her to where her eyes swelled up and then says, she's a real woman. She called the cops. What? What does that even mean?
Jeez.
What is she supposed to do?
Yeah, just take it. Like, come on now, buddy.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And, no, I don't want him in the fight. And I used to like the Charlos, bro.
Yeah.
That whole lion shit, I was all into that shit. I used to think, I would love the lions. I'm a lion.
Yeah.
All men think they're lions, right? And these guys took that shit to a whole nother level. Turned out to be, I use lying. I know that they weren't lions, they're lying. Fuck out of here.
Lying only.
Yes.
At this point.
The whole PBC.
Yeah.
To any PBC fighter that calls out a big name and then falls back to fight some guy that Al Heyman set up for you, you're all lying. You're all lying. I'm telling you. I'm tired of the whole zoo thing with Thurman. What bullshit? I'm not buying that fight, bro. Now I'm back to forfeit. What is it?
Boycotting.
Boycotting the PBC. Not buying that one. I don't give a fuck what you put on the undercard. Because really, I think Rolly Romero sucks. I'm sorry. Rolly Romero is a free belt. Because isn't Pitbull Cruz and him on the undercard, correct?
If I remember correctly, yeah. I think it was the co-main event. So it's
yes.
Sue Thurman main event, and then Rolly and Pitbull on the co-main.
That's a garbage fight. Rolly Romero is not that good. He was supposed to be a free belt. He's got it. Look, we called him a poor man Camacho, and only by the way he sells a ticket, not by fighting. Don't get it fucking twisted.
Yeah,
not by fighting. He's a poor man's Camacho. He's really good on a microphone. He's got the little look. You know what I mean? Like
he generates
cool.
Interest. Right?
Yeah, that's it. Isaac Cruz might knock him the fuck out. Like, seriously, Isaac Cruz is all business, man. That guy comes in, he throws leather. I don't know if Rolly can handle that.
Yeah.
It's just a bad fight. You were about to be in one of the biggest fights in boxing. You go and fight some guy that really people kind of forgot about. Yeah, their diehards know about him, but all that momentum he had with the Tank Davis fans, I mean, come on. They're like, didn't he fight the guy 2 years ago?
Yeah. The Jets already cooled on that shit a while ago.
Right. Yeah. Right. So no, man, I'm not really looking. And then Keith Thurman, are you serious? You've been out of the ring for how long? And dude, seriously, this is the first fight they're giving Amazon. Wasn't Keith Thurman the first fight they gave Fox? Wasn't it Thurman Guerrero?
Was it?
We're gonna have to look that up, dude.
Yeah, we might have to look it up. I don't remember because I thought it was like fucking Santa Cruz and somebody. No, I mean I don't.
They might be on the undercard. They might be. It's Guerrero and someone, because Guerrero has the biggest numbers, and without being a pay-per-view Floyd Mayweather, it's Robert Guerrero that's holding numbers. He beats Andre Berto for it. All right, he kind of took Andre Berto's trophy of the most viewed without being a pay-per-view star. Robert was making some serious numbers when and I think it's him. It's either him and Thurman or him and Garcia.
Yeah.
And then Thurman's right after that. My point is, that was hella long ago, and you're bringing him back, hairlines farther back, no wins.
Yeah, no, been away for 2 years or whatever the fuck it is, right?
Yeah, no notable wins in a while. What are you going to show us, the Victor fucking Ortiz knockout?
Yeah. Yeah, that
fight is trash, bro. I can't believe Amazon. I guess they don't know boxing.
No, I guess not. I mean, I guess because, you know, like the rumor was that PBC was kind of on the fence between Amazon and DAZN. I think they were even in the running at some point. Maybe DAZN was like, we're already bullshitting over here with those fucking YouTube fights. Like, we can't handle anymore, you know, other shitty fights. And, you know, they went to a totally naive ass fucking, oblivious to the boxing world, Amazon Prime. And they're like, oh, yeah, well, we'll put on some sports. Fuck yeah. You know, like, oh, we got him. Because, I mean,
do you think Netflix signing the WWE had something with Amazon maybe jumping the gun and signing bullshit PBC?
I mean, it's a possibility. I don't know. Well, I think because the announcement, well, unless they knew beforehand.
Of course, that's what I'm saying. Of course.
So,
hey, but think about this, Miguel. Think about this. Which contract do you think was harder to go through? The $5 billion WWE one, or the PBC? I don't know what the fuck they're making.
Yeah. Sign the damn deal. I'm sure people will watch.
It was probably about 3 pages big, dude, where the WWE one's probably 50,000 pages long. So I think both of them knew what was going on. You know, I'm just saying, like, you guys look like you don't know anything. In your first event, you have a fighter that has no notable wins in the division, hasn't been in the ring for over, year and a half is an easy one? Yeah. Hasn't been in the ring. He's got no wins in that division, yet he's fighting for undisputed on pay-per-view. Oh my God, robbing the bank. Where's Floyd's robbing the bank? Yeah. Fuck you guys.
Maybe that's mask? I gotta put on the fucking ski
mask. Oh, I need a ski mask. Hey, every time we talk BBC. Yeah, that's a new one.
I'm gonna be like the ski mask, right?
Yep, that's a new. I'm gonna buy one. They sell them all over the Bay Area. You could buy one in the mall and then rob the jewelry store right next to it. It's fucking, it's great, bro. I don't know. In the mall, they're selling ski masks where the robberies are happening. I don't understand it, dude. I know about, you know, opportunity and all, you know, but fuck people.
Like somebody stepping out with a little bag still like, walk into the next fucking store.
Here's the package that he took the ski mask in before he robbed.
Here's his receipt, literally like 30 minutes before the robbery. That's fucking nuts. No, yeah, that's and here's the thing, like, I'm thinking, do you think that Canelo is just trying to kind of play out whatever's left of his contract with PBC? Because, I mean, I don't know if PBC is going to be willing, for example, Munguia, right? Munguia got himself a victory, right? He did what Canelo couldn't do and finish Ryder. But Munguia's Golden Boy is, we saw what happened the last time, you know, Golden Boy and PBC, you know, clashed heads. Fucking PBC whooped their ass. So in Tank and Garcia, I'm talking about. So how like that one, I don't know how willing the parties will be to join parties again, I guess, as far as making that fight between, you know, Golden Boy and PBC. I'm starting to get the impression that maybe Canelo is just trying to kind of like wait it out. Well, not wait it out, but basically just trying to sign fights just so he can get himself out of that goddamn contract already and then move on to somebody else. I don't know if he's going to want, because she's going to fight Charlo, right? Charlo's a PBC guy. Maybe on the last fight of the contract, he'll have Benavidez. I don't know. But maybe once those are done, then he'll come by, you know, fucking Golden Boy, and then we'll have ourselves a Munguia. So is that too far down the line kind of thing? Because, I mean, well, first off, just a real quick, Munguia looked a little bit different, but not that much different. You know, the patience, as you mentioned earlier, nullifying anything that that Ryder had. Whenever he would get too close, he would initiate the clinch. Those little wrinkles, I don't mind. I like them. It shows a little bit different. But the first time that Munguia was with his first fight with Morales in his corner, I noticed that he had a little bit more defense. So I was like, oh shit, okay, he moved his head a little bit more. I like it. Okay, we saw that there was maybe an improvement, and then he went right back to his other shit, like the next fucking fight, and it's the same old Munguia. I don't know if maybe that's the case again. He looked better in this fight now that he has Roach in his corner. But is he going to revert back to his old shit afterwards? Is he going to go back to his instincts afterwards after this one fight that he looked good the way he did against Morales? So that puts him in a pretty good spot, right? Boom, potentially against fucking Canelo, but he's Golden Boy. So are we gonna see Canelo try to like fight his way out of the contract, right? 2 fights, maybe, because Benavidez is basically the one that we all want, right? So that's going to be a major thing.
I don't know
that, then we can get.
When you say that's what everyone wants, are we talking about the under the 100,000 fans that bought the fight with him? And wow. We knew that was the buildup to Canelo. All of Benavidez' fans in America knew this is the fight that gets him to Canelo.
Yeah.
Under 100K purchase? It's not a good look. It's not a good look. I don't know what his fan base is here.
Well, okay, but Munguia has never been on pay-per-view. So
no,
we don't know. I mean, compared to no numbers from Munguia to some numbers from Benavidez. You know what I'm saying? Like some, maybe granted, not the fucking 800,000 or a million pay-per-view buys, but we
not even 100 grand. You're going way too high. Not even 100 grand.
Not even 100 grand. But we have some base, some foundation. We don't have anything with Munguia. So is that really the bigger fight? Is it really the bigger fight?
Like I said, in Mexico, I believe it is. I believe that we don't know what they can do on the TV rights from out there.
Yeah.
Here in America, we know Benavidez is not a star. That was proven. He's not selling out arenas. His pay-per-view bombed. It bombs when you think about they were making millions that night. Did the pay-per-view even make them money? Taxes, PBC taking their cut. What was actually left? I don't know the number. I haven't done the numbers to see all that. But dude, come on, we're boxing historians at this point, right? I'm 43 fucking years old. When did you ever hear of a pay-per-view under 100 grand?
Yeah.
This is unheard of, man. That nobody cared about your fight. Some, 60 grand did, whatever. And we're hoping that number isn't blown up.
Right. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, do you think that's what Canelo's trying to do?
Watch this.
All right.
The only thing that all fighters have going in against Al Haymon, Terrence Crawford and Canelo being the most important because they're the 2 biggest names in the sport. Al Haymon's by himself every time he does these power moves. Everything that Al Haymon guarantees is coming out of Al Haymon's pocket. He doesn't have another promoter to go halves with, right? So if these fights are outpriced and Haymon can't do it, it's going to be like Spence Crawford all over again. I can't do it. You guys are going to have to go back to the table or go do another pay-per-view fight and see if the numbers come up big. He's going to tell Benavidez, hey, you want 5 fucking million. You didn't do shit. You want 8 million. You didn't give me anything. I'm being dead serious. This is the talk I think Al has with them because he doesn't have that type of money. And I don't know what the deal gave him, Amazon's deal. But I know Canelo is what, a $25-30 million a night fighter?
Yeah.
I know for a fact Benavidez ain't bringing that in pay-per-view.
No.
So they have that leverage where it's like, hey, Al, I'm not going to take a pay cut for you. And then Al allows them to go out and make because he still gets paid. Al gets paid as being the manager. So at this point, he doesn't care. Now, once again, I don't know. His bank might be full. He might be Mr. Scrooge again with this Amazon deal. Right. Where he's like, don't worry about it. I don't care if nobody watches. I got all the money. I'm going to overpay you guys so I make on the manager's side way more. That's still a story that's never been told. What is he making on the back end from these guys?
Yeah.
So I don't know if he has that whole fucking thing going again. And if he does, more power to you. The man's a businessman. His fighters, none of them became Floyd. He did. Very good.
Yeah.
He's very good. If that's what he pulled off again, if Amazon actually refilled his blank check to be, I don't need anybody. I'm making my own fights and I'm overpaying my guys and no one can do anything about it. That's what the PBC was built on, man. They literally tried to take him to court to stop the bullshit he was doing. Judge was like, "You guys fucked up.
Yeah.
You shook hands with the wrong man. It's his money now. Not all investments give you something back, and you fucking blew it. 750 million blown. Woo! And he might have done it again. First fight up, Thurman versus Zoo. Bullshit fight.
It's like
bullshit fight.
Where have we seen this before?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Here we go again.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, so sorry. So on the end of I mean, on Canelo's end, like, you don't think that he's trying to just like get these fucking fights so he can get out of this PBC thing already?
Yes.
Because like, I mean, fuck, who, like, by the time, I mean, Charlo comes back, he fights, you know, the smaller Benavidez, and he fucking beats him, right? I mean, obviously that was no non-event, and then now he's gonna get a crack. Like, I don't like the fact that he's getting a second chance, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't want to see that Charlo fight fucking Canelo, and then he pulled out, then the other Charlo pulled in, whatever, and now he's gonna get another crack at Canelo again. I don't like that. I was like, dude, no, you snooze, you lose. Fuck this. That leads me to believe.
And then a domestic.
Huh?
And then a domestic.
Oh yeah, on top of that. Exactly.
And then a horrendous crime that in any other major sport would get the athlete kicked out. Remember Ray? Who was it? Ray Rice, I think his name was. Got caught on camera.
Yeah.
In the elevator.
Mm-hmm.
The baseball player, I forget the young man's name, got caught in the stairway of a hotel beating the hell out of his girlfriend. These guys lose their jobs, man.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. There was a baseball player not too long ago caught. He's from like another country, caught in an underage relationship, fired. And dude was making like hundreds of millions. They still dropped him. That's how bad the case was.
Damn.
Yeah, bro. Major League Baseball took a big hit on one of these players. Excuse me for not knowing his name. Not a big baseball star, but I read the story. Dude was in an underage relationship. Fucking canned.
Yeah, that's some shit. That's the last person that we want to be headlining a fucking
exactly
review. And knowing Canelo, we would have. I mean, like, we know that he wants to fucking have these top pay-per-view fights, but like, this isn't one of them. This is not one of them. The last thing we want to do is give that dude any more spotlight than we've already given him. I'm not digging the second chance shit.
I am not mad at Saul Alvarez for taking the easiest path. I'm mad that he's not giving us our gems. All right. Mm-hmm. Chavez took easy paths. Hello. They bragged about, they complained about Julio Cesar Chavez, the greatest Mexican fighter of all time, that he took way too many easy fights. Took too many easy fights. Always get taxi cab drivers or whatever the fuck they used to say about him. Tomato cans. But how many times did he give us right after 3 of those fights? Then he fought the champ. Then he unified. Then he did. Dude, do you know how many #1 contenders that man fought? If you really break down Chavez's career, it's fucking incredible. He has so many undefeated fighters. Oh, this guy's the gold medalist from Italy. This guy's the gold medal. He's the champ. He's the champ. They all have little titles. They're all undefeated. He's wiping them all out. It does not matter. Break down his record. I want you guys. I challenge you to go out there and break down Julio Cesar Chavez's record. Yeah, he had fucking easy fights, but he gave us all the gems that we wanted. Yeah. Seriously. If it didn't happen, it was the other guy's fault. He didn't win the build-up fight to him. That's how it is. Simon Brown being one of them. He loses, not Simon Brown, Buddy McGirt. Excuse me. Buddy McGirt, one of the best southpaws of that time. He loses to Whitaker twice on the build-up to, like, this guy is supposed to fight Chavez. Whitaker ducks Chavez at lightweight. Don't ever get it fucking twisted. Whitaker ducks Chavez at lightweight. Whitaker loses to Ramirez. Chavez beats Ramirez. Whitaker beats Ramirez. Fight! Why don't they fight right there? Doesn't happen. Whitaker goes 2 more motherfucking divisions. Whitaker goes junior welterweight, fights some bullshit. Rafael Pineda, I think that's his name. I think that's off the top. Don't hold me to it, but I think IBF champ. He takes 1 title from some bullshit fight, bro. Then he's gone. Now he's going to welterweight because he knows who's coming behind him. That
Yeah.
dude comes behind him, takes out Roger Mayweather, takes out Meldrick Taylor. So Pineda doesn't have the IBF. I forget what he wins at 140, but Meldrick has the IBF, correct? At
Yeah,
140.
that's right. That's one that he was. Yeah, and then Chavez with the WBC.
The WBC. You see how those two names were? We remember those. Can you tell me who Whitaker fought at 140? The fuck out of here, ducking, ducking. So Chavez always gave us our gyms. That's why I'm not mad at Chavez, right?
Yeah.
Literally, when Chavez used to walk into a title defense, they would be talking about, in a few months, he will be fighting Hector Camacho, Jose Luis Ramirez, Pernell Whitaker, Meldrick Taylor. Like, it was always, as he's walking in, he already had his other fight signed.
Yeah.
Canelo's not doing that, man. Canelo has given us some bullshit. And bro, you guys, look up his pay-per-view numbers. Look them up. Mel Smith, Kovalev, all of those guys he fought under Eddie Hearn. They were all bullshit numbers. He never did great numbers. So it's not just me going, oh, yeah, he's taking on easy. The fans stopped watching.
Yeah. The numbers speak for themselves, basically. You don't need.
That's right. That's right. Especially in pay-per-view. Especially in pay-per-view. You're the king of the sport when you dominate pay-per-view. Not the live gate. Pay-per-view is king. He's not dominating pay-per-view.
No.
Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis did more numbers last year than Saul Alvarez in a single fight.
Yeah.
So he's not that guy. He needs to bring it back. You need to get that fucking fire. Get out of your silk pajamas. Get out of your fucking plane. No, if you really like, bro, this is when the boxing media, we need to go, hey, Saul, I love you. You've done great. But it's time to take you off pound for pound without even taking a defeat. What? Then he'd be like, why? How do you say? Get.
Come on.
There you go. And then you tell him, man, you ain't giving us the fights we want. You haven't in a while.
Yeah.
Hopefully that puts the fire back under him. He only needs one more run. You just need one. It is right. That's the fight everyone wants to see at 168.
Yeah.
Take on Benavidez, or now you got the new star Munguia, right? But the Charlo, I don't want to see. Come on, Terrence Crawford. Are you fucking kidding me? I swear, if they do that fight, bro.
No, they're not. I think I don't like. Where do we even hear that? Like, I heard a rumor that, like, I thought I read it somewhere. I don't know if someone mentioned it, or maybe Crawford himself mentioned it, or something like you know. But I don't. That's too. It reeks of desperation. I don't think that's legitimate. I think it's just maybe just to get us fucking talking. I don't know, but there's no way. I'm not convinced that shit is in any way, shape, or form really legitimately on the table. No, I don't fucking think so.
Did you see Benavidez last night call out Munguia and Golden Boy for ducking?
What do you say? He took an easy fight, obviously ducking. That's what he said, if I'm not mistaken. That's what his tweet said, or whatever the fuck it was. But essentially putting Munguia on the spot, saying, "Hey, you took that easy ass fight against Ryder, motherfucker, because you're ducking my ass." So I mean,
if Benavidez doesn't have a fight, then us as the boxing world needs to put the pressure on Oscar to call El Heyman today. Let's see them back out. Oscar needs to call their bluff, right? Oscar is great at getting on social media and being like, "Call me, let's talk." Right? He went out there and said, "Hey, Telefimo, I never even talked to you. Why don't you call me? You're listening to the wrong people over there." Remember, Lopez said they never even gave him an offer or some bullshit, or the offer was too low, and Oscar was like, "I never even gave you guys one. What are you talking about?" Oscar needs to call this bluff. Fuck it. Put Munguia with Benavidez. Benavidez is good.
Yeah. Anybody, it's like, and look, we've talked about this some time ago. And at this point, Munguia should, like, just for the sake of having the killing the old lion kind of thing, right? Fight Triple G. Fuck it. Fight Triple G. You know what I'm saying? Like, get his ass out of there. He's on the way.
What happened to him?
Yeah. It's like, dude, you got, and the potential of him putting somebody like Triple G on his record, saying, "Yeah, I finished the guy that Canelo couldn't finish in Triple G. Let's say he does it. I did it with fucking Ryder." It's like, oh shit, he's over here taking the leftovers, but he's wiping the floor with them the way he did, better than what Canelo did. It's like, fuck yeah, dude. At this point, go just toss him into the deep end, get somebody, because that's what every fighter does at some point. Canelo did it when he got fucking Mosley. By that point, it's like, look, you have a legend on your fucking record. Yes, he's on the way out. Yeah, he's probably way past his prime. Not probably, is past past his prime. But boom, you whooped his ass. At least there's somebody recognizable, not some fucking writer or Gabe Rosado or some shit on your fucking record like Munguia has. Fight somebody like that on the way out. Fuck yeah, fight. I don't give fight Boo Boo. I don't give a shit. Fight somebody recognizable.
I have a
on record. Huh.
I have a feeling Triple G is like, remember Thor in Guardians of the Galaxy 2? Do you remember Thor's character in that movie where he's a little bit heavier? He's all drinking. I feel like Triple G is in Kazakhstan. Yeah, I feel like he's in Kazakhstan somewhere looking like that right now. He's like, oh, you want me to fight again? Got some pounds to lose. I haven't heard of Triple G in a while, man. What happened to him?
Yeah, I've seen photos. I've seen photos. He's got the little fucking chubby.
Oh, does he? All right. Yeah, that's what I picture him like Thor.
Yeah, it's pretty. That's exactly pretty much the way it is. Because when I saw it, it's like, oh, home dude, and wearing the loose fitting shirt kind of thing. It's like, oh, all right, well, I mean, three Canelo fights are gonna fill up that bank account real nice.
Hey, and the contract. Remember, that was one of Eddie Hearn's disasters, bro. He gave him like $20 million to fight those two nobodies or some shit. Like, no, he's done good, but a great name. Mm-hmm. Benavidez. It's another name where it's like Benavidez. He would have made you the most money. He really would. You guys don't even look at this guy. You know what I mean? But that's a great name that should come back. I don't know where Triple G is in his career, but he definitely probably would have one more big fight left in him. It's a good name.
Yeah. Why not? It's like, take out the old lion. He's on the way out. There's a high probability that you're going to win, so you're going to have that notch added to your belt. Why not? You know what I'm saying? But, And
that's Munguia. That's Munguia or Benavidez, right?
Yeah, but I would say primarily Munguia because I'm not sure how old Benavidez is, but I was leaning towards that because at the very least, Benavidez now has Plant on his record, some recognizable name. He has, fucking Andrade on his record now. Right. Those guys who, aren't too far from, 2 fights away from having a championship belt. So that's pretty significant. Munguia not even there. You know what I'm saying? Like the only other recognizable name, if I remember, is fucking Rosado. But it's like, when the fuck does that dude ever had a belt? When the hell did Ryder ever have a belt? At the very least, Benavidez has fought former champions. You know what I'm saying? Not too far removed from having the belts, and Munguia hasn't even done that. So it's like, yeah, I would say leaning more towards Munguia. Like, dude,
it's Munguia, a perfect fight.
It is a perfect fight, man. I wouldn't mind seeing, Benavidez, and that would add a lot more credibility to Benavidez from whatever he already has. But I think it would help Munguia a lot more to do it.
Yeah, and it definitely helps him. I mean, you're talking about there's a big gap between him and Saul on a experience at that kind of level, right? On that big fight level. So yeah, a fight with Triple G makes more sense, but a fight with David Benavidez, that's what I'd be going after with him making that stupid ass remark. We all know that it's the PBC that ducks, David. It's never the other way around. It's never. So your tweet looks hella stupid right now. It really does. They're going to call you out on it. I hope you're ready. De La Hoya, if he sees that and Munguia goes, yeah, you know what? And Charlo is fighting Canelo, Oscar will be calling. Now, I'm not saying that Munguia beats Benavidez. I'm just saying we all know how the PBC runs. Right? Yeah. And you guys always bring out the other name from the other stable, and then you get put in your place when you go see your daddy. He says, no, you're fighting this guy. Shut your mouth, and you shut your mouth. That's just how the PBC works. You guys are all fucking puppets. I'm sorry. Rolly Romero proved it again. He proved it again by calling out Ryan. That fight looked like it was very close to being made. Everybody was in. All of a sudden, you're out fighting some lightweight who's moving up to face you. It's just the PBC way. You guys are the puppets. It's not De La Hoya. De La Hoya gets his fighters the fights. De La Hoya shows up at the fights. And if you've seen last night, he's very excited when his fighters get their paydays. It's just Al Heyman is not bringing that. Al Heyman teaches you guys how to swindle, how to fucking rob, how to act like you're fucking want to do the right thing, but behind the doors you never do. Have you heard of the PBC doing anything to Charlo? Have you heard of them suspending him? Have you heard of them even bringing out a fucking announcement about their guy talking about, she's a real woman, bro. She called the cops, swelled her eye up and I don't even know. I'm not even making it sound as bad as it sounds if you actually listen to the fucking audio, man. Straight guilty. There's not his lawyer, everyone, hand over the face, like, oh my,
Yeah.
bro, how am I supposed to defend this?
Yeah.
How am I supposed to defend this?
Yeah.
You should be done. No, Al Heyman teaches guys a whole other route in boxing. That shit Floyd was saying, robbing the bank, that shit is real. They're fucking lying to you guys. Tank Davis, another fucking liar. You see him come out and go, why would we fight Devin Haney? Did you see that?
No. Why would he fight him?
Yeah, his trainer turned down the fight because Devin Haney he don't like to. He don't like to fight. He doesn't like to get punched. So why would we fight him? What the fuck? What?
I didn't see that. He totally shot that fight down.
Hey, and there'll be guys out there like, yeah, he's right, dog. He's right. Like, they'll totally back it.
He's dropping facts. That guy's dropping facts. Jesus Christ.
Hey, you go against it, you don't know shit about boxing, and they walk away.
Yeah.
You don't know shit about boxing is the same as fake news. It's a fucking, it's just all right, never mind. He's not listening. He's out of here. Oh, is that facts? No, it's not fake news. Walks away. Now, you're not getting through to those people, and you're not getting through to PBC fans that go, you don't know shit about boxing if you don't know that he's supposed to be going for the less challenge, danger and get the highest paid. That you're a fool. You're a clown. Go watch the fucking circus. I'm out of this. I'm gonna stay on the outside of this fucking tent. This is what you're gonna get. Fight Net Radio.
Yeah, this is. I mean, so like on that note, what does that leave Garcia with? Because that's what we were talking about a few minutes ago. It's like we're gonna start off saying, okay, Garcia wants Haney. Garcia goes and hangs out for a weekend or whatever the fuck with Floyd, and now automatically he wants somebody else. He wants fucking Rolly. And then what happens between him and Rolly? Who the fuck knows? But then Rolly does his PBC shit and fights, is an in-house guy in fucking Pitbull, and Garcia is out left, looking in from the fucking window like, hey guys, he's basically left out. So what the hell's going on there? Who the hell would want? Who wouldn't want to fight Garcia? Everybody wants. I don't get why they wouldn't want to fucking fight that fool, knowing the numbers that he did against Tank. But it's like, who does he fight? Who's out there for him? Who's willing to step up?
The guys that he wanted were with Al Heyman.
Yeah.
Right. And I believe and me and you talked about this, and I think we're on to something, and it all lines up. Last week when me and you talked about that tweet he put out, I guess the fight is going to be between me and Oscar.
Yeah.
I believe he was informed by either Mayweather or Al, or maybe both of them, Floyd's the messenger, to go to court to try to get out of that contract. When they sat down, maybe looked at their legal advisor, a lawyer looked over the contract, probably said, kid, you ain't getting out of shit.
Yeah.
And that's why Bernard was kind of, during the buildup, and I forget verbatim how he said it, but during the buildup for Munguia this week, Bernard talked about Ryan Garcia's contract and how he ain't going anywhere and he can listen to whoever he wants to listen to. He talked a lot around that area where they got him, right? Yeah. You said he had signed multi-fight deal. They probably said, kid, you ain't going anywhere. You just made the most money in your life. You have no title. You have no... How are you supposed to go in front of a judge and be like, this guy doesn't like me?
Yeah.
Judge would be like, are you serious right now?
It's like, show me your direct deposit, motherfucker. Like, that'll show you. Like, come on now.
Yeah. From who you were. No Olympic background, no amateur pedigree. Hey, they talk about fights, but there is no dude, he was fucking he ain't no Mark Breland. Right? You remember Mark Breland? Sure, when that dude came into the pros, they were like, he's the greatest amateur USA boxer of all time. Do you know do you know how many USA amateur boxers were? Do you know who was on his team?
Yeah, the 84 team.
Yeah. And they're saying that about him coming out so he ain't Mark Breland. You know what I'm saying? You're fucking Ryan Garcia, who everyone thinks is a model from Instagram. How dare you? How dare you even think you can talk to Oscar and Bernard Hopkins the way you did? Bernard would spank him like a father. Oscar would fight him like a brother. That's how I see that playing out. Bernard would just grab him, bend him over, and Ryan could do nothing. He'd be like that. Oscar just straight, put your hands up.
Right, yeah. Like, get the gloves. Go get the gloves. We're selling this shit on the backyard. Let's go.
How dare him? How dare he talk about those?
Oh, yeah. I get the impression from Ryan. It's almost like when he's with Oscar and Bernard, they're like, it's gonna be okay. We're gonna be fine. Like, oh, okay. And then he hangs out with somebody else and like, no, dude, they're fucking you over. And then he turns like, oh yeah, Oscar's fucking me over, right? And it's like Oscar's like, no, come over here. And then he like, oh, and then that gets settled down. It's like, oh, I told you, like, oh, I get it now. And then he hangs out with somebody else and like, no, dude. It's like he basically anybody who he listens to is almost like pointing the finger at the other party, and he falls for it.
And I blame his
fucking time, dude.
And I blame his parents. And I'll say it again. I'm blaming it. His parents are too close to this situation to not be able to have a hold on their son, to give him better advice, to tell him these men are the ones that made you a millionaire.
Yeah.
Stick with them until the contract's over. When the contract's over, then we'll move on. But let's not have this broken marriage where, we hate each other. We can't. Dude, the last fight, they didn't hug. And I don't mean like we're supposed to see him hug. You can see the energy. I'm going to go use that word. You can see the energy is just bad between them. Yeah. Oscar's got like this real fucking like fuck him look on his face. Ryan's doing his best to not even look at him. Did you notice that, bro?
Like the body language is so
bad. There was even one time where Ryan during one of the weigh-ins or something, he was like shaking everyone's hand. He's in a roll, right? He turns, he sees Oscar and like turns right back around. Like he was like, oh no, I'm not supposed to talk to you. It was just weird. We don't want this. If you guys have multiple fights, as a dad, I'd be like, dude, you don't want this. Yeah. Let's work it out. We're gonna be men, right? We fucking, you're making millions. Everybody's eating. We're gonna do our contract out, and then at the end, if you don't want to be with these guys anywhere, we move on. That's it.
At the end of the day, you signed the contract, so you're gonna have to honor it. Basically, like suck it up, bite the fucking bullet, honor the contract, and then boom, and you're out. Next time, be a little more careful with the fucking contract signing. Maybe there's some shit in there that you can learn from your next contract. If there's some bullshit on the contract that you don't like and you signed it anyway, well, that's kind of your own fucking fault, right? Maybe it's out of being naive and not, being totally green to the situation and not knowing how that works. It's like buying a fucking car. It's like, we buy a car once every 6-7 years, but the fucking dealerships do it every fucking day. They sell a car every day. So they're going to be way better at you. Fine. You sign a contract with Oscar. It sucked. There were some things you didn't like, but you didn't know any better. You signed it. Fine. No, you have no choice but to just play it out. Go ahead and honor the fucking contract. Suck it up. Bite the bullet. Next time around, switch some things up or whatever. But stop in this in between bullshit, because it's like it's just drama and it's shit that you don't need, and nobody wins. No one fucking wins in this thing.
And I'll tell Ryan this. I'll take it a step further too. That shit he pulled on his wife last week or 2 weeks ago, that showed your father didn't raise you right either. You either need to grow up as a man and stop disrespecting your father's last name and show us that he raised a man, or you are what he raised. It's just all it is. And right now, you look like a piece of shit father, right? A piece of shit husband. And then you're doing this to Oscar, who gave you, and Bernard, who gave you all this fucking money, made you a star. They made him a boxing star. You're an Instagram influencer. I don't give a fuck. Whatever. You did that. And maybe you did that. Our guy Lee never believed in your numbers. No. He never believed in them.
He swore he bought fucking, followers. So that's plausible.
Yeah. And Oscar and them, remember, not years, but like a few months later, they kind of even talked about it. Those can be, a little bumped up. Because his pay-per-views don't really add up, or his views. Remember, they were talking about his views on certain fights. They're like, how do you have 3 million followers yet there's only 200,000 watching on the zone? That exactly, bro. Yeah. So you remember when they kind of said that, then those numbers might have been a lie. They made him a star. He's dicking them around over here playing with someone who Floyd don't got no interest in Ryan.
No. It's out of spite. It's like he's got that beef with Oscar, so it's like, let me go ahead and get in this little kid's ear, right? And it's like, and I mean, I call him a little kid, but he's a young man at this point. But it's just like, get in his fucking ear, stir shit up, start
Yep.
some turmoil and some driver wedge between Oscar and Ryan, and he can do it. Oscar has that. I'm sorry, Oscar. Floyd has that kind of pull to be like, yeah, dude, so and so. It happened with me with Top Rank and Bob, so look where I turned out, and look how great I came out, kind of thing. But yeah, he doesn't. I don't get the impression at all that Floyd gives two shits about Ryan. It's just a matter of spite and like stirring shit up between Ryan and Oscar.
Yeah, no, you're right. I totally agree with you on that. That's what I believe it is too.
So that leaves Ryan out in the cold. Like who's next for his ass? So like who can we throw in there if not Rolly now? Like I wouldn't.
It's gonna be your title, bro. Don't be surprised if that guy. He's got a lot of outs. He's got the AB out. Everyone was talking about with Haney. Don't be surprised they go down that route just to see if they can do something.
Sure.
Who's the old grandpa
Barroso?
Barroso.
Yeah.
There's that title you always said that was going to get wrapped around Ryan's waist anyways.
Right.
Yeah,
might as well.
Oscar talked about this week. Oscar said there's an opponent. They're ready to announce. They haven't finalized. Did you catch that?
No.
Yeah, he already knows the date. April 20th is the date for Ryan's return, and they were very close to signing the opponent. They just couldn't announce it until he wants the paper signed.
Yeah.
It kind of gave me a feeling that it's going to be your Barroso, like just a little oddball thrown in there.
All right. Well, I mean, okay, that's not half bad. That's not half bad.
It's not.
Like, we got the old man here that he's got pop in that left hand, right? We saw what happened. He got the most recent opponent in the fucking first round. He dropped Rolly.
He was beating Rolly.
Yeah.
He was beating Rolly.
On the cards, he fucking had it not just stuff like that. Thank you, Tony Weeks.
Tony Weeks, baby.
Yeah, yeah. Just like I don't know.
Al Heyman.
It's like, do you know fucking I know this is kind of like a veering off, but I don't know if you ever know of pro wrestling's. Have you heard of the Montreal Screwjob? Have you heard of that?
Montreal Screwjob.
Yeah. It's basically one wrestler was leaving WWF to go to another organization, and he was their champion. And, wrestling is staged, right? So he goes into the match, and the promoter, not wanting this wrestler to go to the other promotion with the belt, like basically screwed him over and had the referee ring the bell to like have him lose. So, and it was like totally fucked up. And it was on pay-per-view, and people were like, "What the fuck is going on?" And the wrestler knew what happened. He's like, "Are you son of a bitch? You fucked me over, right?" Kind of thing. That's how it is. It's like Al Heyman's like Weeks, turn that fucking ring the bell, fucker. It's like, oh shit, okay. It's like ring the fucking bell already. So I'll be here fucking ringing the bell on the side, making sure that fucking Rolly walks away with the belt.
Do you know who the promoter is of Zuffa Promotions? I believe is his name. He's the guy from Mexico.
No.
He has Munguia. He's got like the flat face. He's always behind. Man, I can't. Beltran. Is it Beltran? Here, let me look him up real fast.
I think you told me that before, and we looked the guy up, and I recognize his face, but I don't remember his name.
Bro, he was screaming for that ref to stop the fight before anyone. When Munguia, yeah, dude, he's on the side where Ryder falls. Yeah. And you just see him like, stop it. And he's acting like he's all for the other guy. Like, he just wanted Munguia with that knockout win. Oh, that shit was priceless, bro. He's the biggest cheerleader in there for the stoppage, eh? He's like, and I know he's excited, but he also sees the money, right? And the money's coming. He's like, stop the fucking fight. Stop the fight. Last night couldn't get any better for Jaime. Listen, his punches were quicker. That's another thing I liked that I seen on Munguia. Freddie Roach took away some of the power. Look, when you're boxing, there's two sets of punches you need to develop, in my opinion, to be a great fighter, and that's one that can dictate a pace. You set the pace right, your speed punches, and then when your opponent's hurt, you come with power shots. You even have a power jab. There's a jab you load up on, and there's a jab you just fire.
Yeah,
Munguia had the fire last night. He was bah, 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 bah. And I never really seen that from him. 5 punch combinations, threw it, jab right, left. I was like, little boxer coming out of him. This isn't just all face, all power.
Mhm.
There was some boxing behind. I was like, all right, he got some speed. He's tattooing him. He's
Mhm.
technically breaking them down, and he did a great job. Like I said, man, I was very surprised with the 4 knockdowns, 5 was it 4? I think it's just 4.
I think it was 4. Yeah,
He
I'm pretty
drops
sure.
him twice. Does he drop him twice at the end?
Um, uh, I don't remember. I remember him
I
falling
think he
one time
does.
at the very
He
end. I don't
he
remember.
drops him with the right hand. Then he gets up. The ref counts it. Yeah, he does. He drops him twice because they go back at it, and then he gets him down again. So in my opinion, he dropped him 4 times because I know the ref waved that one off. But man, I'm not dumb. The dude hit him with the body shot, and Ryder was like, "Oh, I gotta take a knee."
Dude, you see the fucking vein pump out of his neck, you know, like he got immediately the fucking the elbow comes in tighter. It's obvious. Well, not obvious,
Yeah.
but like so people who aren't familiar with seeing it, that you just see the fucking veins pop out of the neck, and you know that they got the wind knocked out of them with that shot.
Yep. Yeah. So I gave him 4 knockdowns. That was a surprise for me because Ryder looked so good taking the shots. I mean, the guy was fighting through a broken nose on Canelo. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it couldn't have been a better night for Jaime. Seriously, they've waited a long time with this kid, and now it's time to cash in. And if that's Benavidez, if that's Canelo, whoever, they got to cash in for Munguia. He made it. He made it last night, in my opinion. You know what I mean? It's just one of those crossover wins. Everyone had Ryder as a big time dude. This is another one. Plus 230.
Yeah.
Who the fuck said Jaime Munguia was the underdog in that fight?
What?
Jaime Munguia was plus 230 last night.
But is it by decision or what the fuck was it?
It just said Munguia 230. He had the parlay ticket came on that DAZN was saying to go for.
Yeah.
It was like negative. Both other fighters were negative. Jaime Munguia was said plus 230. Now, I might have to go back. Maybe they were saying Munguia by knockout. I don't know that, Miguel. Because I was like, what the fuck, 230?
Or by
I was very shocked that he was the underdog.
I forgot. No, hell no. Because the last I saw, it was -3. I want to say I can remind you here because I'm watching off the site here, but I'm almost positive the last numbers that DAZN put up was -300 for Munguia, plus 2 something or other for fucking Ryder. But I want to say it had to have been either, like you said, something. It had to have been like a decision or something
or knockout,
like under or knockout or something. One of those two.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, there's no hell no.
That's what Miguel, I was very upset when I seen the plus 230. I was like, no, that's a free check. This is a free.
Yeah, that's a typo if that's the case. If somebody on the fucking teleprompter fucking typing the wrong fucking information.
Yeah, maybe minus 230.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, minus 230 would have been a little bit more. Hey, but Ryder had the good fight. It was, to me.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just saying, to me, when I seen it, I was like, well, that's gambling, man. He comes from the UK. They gamble a lot out there. He comes to America or Mexico/America because we watched the fight here against Canelo. He looks good in that fight. I thought maybe there was a chance that fucking he was getting the heavier money. We all know, like you said, Munguia's not that big of a star, so he's not getting a lot of money on him over here in the States. And so maybe that's how Ryder, maybe they started off, kind of equal, and then Ryder just with the gambling surpassed them. But I was shocked when I seen DAZN with the plus 230.
I did not like Ryder's game plan. I really didn't. We know that Munguia, prior to this fight, he telegraphs his punches like a motherfucker because he was all power. Prior to last night, it was all power, right? So you don't give him the distance. And we've seen it several times. Ryder has that sweet left uppercut that he lands on fucking people. He landed on Munguia. He landed on Canelo. I want to say he even landed on fucking Callum Smith years ago. But he can do that. He landed on fucking Jacobs. He can do that shit. But it's like inside. Stay inside, either all the way out or all the way in. Don't stay in his fucking range. And one of the last, as a matter of fact, I think it was the last knockdown or the second to last knockdown. Munguia threw that like fucking Chuck Liddell right hand kind of thing, like super, and it caught him. It's like, don't give him that distance. You're better on the inside. Even though Munguia is taller, I'm not sure how much taller, but he doesn't really fight tall. He fights kind of short, and he tends to hunch over. So it's like he's lending himself to Ryder's style. And Ryder doesn't take advantage of that shit, man. I don't like the fact that Ryder started off slower. I would have liked for him to jump on fucking on Munguia, because there's no way he was gonna win a decision. You can't afford to give up those early fucking rounds. Once I saw that he wasn't punching as much and he wasn't getting inside the way I think he should have against someone like Munguia, who like Munguia, who tends to telegraph because he goes full power. I would have loved to see him get inside more. And when he wasn't doing that, it's like, dude, there were a few times where he had Munguia up against the ropes or in the corner, and he didn't take advantage of that. It's like, man, fuck, dude. This is like, once I saw that, I'm like, man, this is not gonna go well for Ryder. So I didn't like Ryder's game plan. It may very well have been Munguia who fucking spoiled it, right? I mean, it wasn't like he was, he did his part, I'm sure, but I would have thought, I legitimately thought that Ryder was going to have a better showing than and I didn't think he was going to go down. I legitimately didn't think that Munguia was going to be able to finish him. And when he did, I was like, all right, well, impressive by Munguia, but I don't want to taint his victory because he did it. He got the fucking victory and in impressive fashion. But something about Ryder, I was like, man, Ryder, I don't like his game plan. I didn't like his game plan. That's what I'm saying.
Two things on that. One, I wanted to say this is where we miss the networks owning boxing, and preferably HBO. Munguia would be fighting Benavidez if HBO was involved. Before Canelo, they would have that fight because it makes them more money, and both fighters will still fight Canelo. One thing about boxing that we're falling too far into is we let losses diminish fights. Diminish matchups, and we shouldn't be doing that. When we look at an era of when HBO gave us Marquez, Pacquiao, Barrera, all of those fights were great. Didn't matter mixed match losses. Barrera, Morales looked like they took each other's career away. And then Morales, Pacquiao gave us one hell of a fucking trilogy.
Yeah, their first one, Jesus, that first fight in particular.
It's awesome. It's an awesome fight. It's a classic. So no, Barrera didn't take away from Morales' career. All right. You know what I'm saying. They go on to give us great fights anyways.
Yeah.
Munguia should fight Benavidez first. That gives both of the guys the chance to show each other to the Mexican people, the Mexican fight fans, Mexican American fight fans one more time before the build up to the biggest Mexican fighter in the sport right now. So I like that fight right now better than I like Canelo facing either of them.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, especially Munguia. Like, yes, granted, Munguia's he put himself out there because, like, I mean, Benavidez beat who the fuck was that? I forgot who. Andrade, right? No, like very little people. I mean, everybody. I mean, I look online and some of the comments, people talking mad shit about Canelo, about ducking and Benavidez. It's obvious that that's one of the fights that we want to see. Munguia be another one. I think Munguia is light years away from fucking, competing with fucking Canelo. So I don't think that's not going to be.
It's just a payout. You say it's just a payout.
It's just. I mean, at the very least, Benavidez is a little closer, to that, and I would love to see that. But in the meantime, I would love to see someone's always got to go. Either it's fucking Munguia or it's Benavidez, and I would love to see that fucking fight. Like that's what I would have thought prior to planned fighting Canelo, that he would have fought Benavidez to at least say, we are going to fight. We're undefeated dudes. We're going to fight, and we're going to have a true contender to fucking fight him. They both, Plant ended up just skipping that altogether. Ended up fighting, Canelo anyway because he had a little bit of leverage. He had the IBF belt, but I would have loved to have seen almost as if like the winning that fight, Plant and Benavidez, whoever won, earned the right to fight someone like fucking Canelo. So we're kind of in that same spot now. I think Benavidez and Munguia are both, in that same position. Let's have them fight, and then let's see who goes on from there. Fuck, the one loss, whoever comes out with the loss. It's like one loss because there's no shame in that. You're losing, but look who you fucking lost to. You know what I'm saying? You didn't lose to the taxi cab driver. You lost to fucking, a former champion or something bigger. So I would much rather prefer, especially the fact that, Canelo's tied up for the next few months, that we can get something like Benavidez and Munguia that would lead to the winner having a shot at fucking winning the sweepstakes, in other words.
With that being said, if Canelo goes through with the Charlo fight, he needs to bring in I'm whooping this guy's ass because of da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
And I'll give you an example. Floyd did it with Corrales.
Yeah.
You remember their matchup?
I do.
Corrales was going to prison for like 2 years for beating the hell out of his wife, who they did stay married. She still loves him to this day. They got over whatever issues they had, and that's awesome. But there was a time where Diego lost his cool and hurt her bad. And she was going to go, he's going to prison right before the Floyd fight. I think it's like 2 weeks after Floyd, dude. He's got to check in to prison. Yeah. It's bad. He's got a lot on his mind going into that fight. It was a very sad situation for him, but one he brought on himself. You understand? Sure. But Diego's a good dude. He stood, like I said, they worked it out, and I got to put that out there. It's not like, they worked it out. She's still with them.
Well, no, Diego passed.
I know that, but she's still with him as far as his legacy.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. No, I know what happened. I got a story for that. I'll tell you after this show is done. So Floyd, Floyd brings his wife to the fight, dude.
Yeah, right. Pays for the plane ticket or something, right?
Yeah, ringside, man, and then drops that dude 5 times.
Yeah,
that made Floyd look really good that night. I'm just saying. I remember I was like, hey, I'm mad at Diego. I love Diego. Diego's from Sacramento. He's my guy, right? I love all my Bay Area, Northern Cali. Excuse me, Sac. Oh, all the Sac guys just jumped through the fucking computer. Northern Cali, yeah. Northern Cali. I love all my Northern Cali fighters, right? Yeah. So Diego's one of our guys. You knew Lee loved him. He even wore his trunks into his fight, or replica of him. So, that made Floyd look pretty good that night, man. I was like, all right, one for the good guys. Even though Floyd then would have his troubles down the line, but whatever.
It happens to damn near all of them.
Yeah. It's not shouldn't be doing that, you guys. So we're going to try to clean that up. But with that being said, Canelo needs to follow the same blueprint. If you're really going to fight the guy after 2 weeks of him being arrested for that, you got to talk about it.
You think it's gonna fly her to the fight? Like, hey, just go ringside.
If he's not gonna do that, which he probably, for selling tickets wise, why not? Right? Yeah. I would even tell Charlos why I'm doing it. You could tell him. I'm not gonna say it, but you could tell him whatever you want and just do it for the show. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Personally, though, as a man, he should do it because he's a man, and that dude beat on someone that was not of his equal, and so you should humble his ass. As if Canelo's a real fighter, a real warrior, he would humble him for that. So I think Canelo needs to sell the fight like that. Listen, Charlo, I know he's probably mad if he hears this show. He'd be all pissed off with the media talking about him like this, but he brought it on himself, man.
Yeah, he really did.
I can go into the Google and say pro athlete loses fucking job over domestic, over rape, over this, over that. And dude, you're going to get a long list of athletes that have lost their job, been suspended, lost a paycheck because of these things. So you brought this onto yourself, right? We're only reporting what you put out there.
Yeah.
You're literally, and damn, I don't know who your friend was you were talking to. Yeah. Not really your friend. Not really your friend.
Yeah. No, I'm not a CBC stable, man.
Sold that to TMZ.
Yep. The second he had a fucking shot, it's like, hey, I will fucking send you the thumb drive right now. If you fucking direct deposit that shit into my account, homie, I will mail you that shit.
So if they do go for that with that fight, Miguel, I hope they take the advice and play the card how it should be played. Because he's not right now. Charlo's got a real bad look, and it's his fault.
All right. Right on. Well, to kind of mildly appease, one of our other listeners, Sam Navajaro, I would want to touch on the future real soon. I think March is what we saw Thurman and Sue fight that is going to, go down. I don't know if Thurman has actually fought at 154 prior to this or not, but if not, this would be his first foray into that weight class. I don't remember, recently, or whether or not he has a fight at 154, but he's got himself Tim Tszyu, an up and coming dude who has established himself as a top fucking contender. That one, I would have liked to have seen Tszyu and somebody else, but nonetheless, we're going to get, Thurman. Not a bad deal for Tszyu, I think, a guy who, in fighting Thurman former champion at a weight class below, but he's on the older side, still has a pretty decent record, and that looks nice and pretty, on the poster, right? That has a decent record or whatnot. So, not a bad deal, probably not ideal, but hey, I'll take it. Of course, I'm going to be rooting for fucking Tim. He's the guy that we all have our eyes on. He's going to make a splash, in the U.S. at some point. This guy, that if I'm not mistaken, that's probably going to be here in Vegas. So there's going to be, I think, his U.S. debut. Not a bad deal. Let's hope that that's a commercial success, not just in ticket sales, but also Amazon's fucking pay-per-view model that they're going to start with boxing. What are your thoughts on that? I mean, what are we looking at here? Tszyu and fucking Thurman.
I love Tszyu, right?
Yeah.
I like the guy. Seems to be a real fighter, not giving in to Al Heyman. Now, this fight from his end is not a questionable decision. This is a good decision. This is a very well-named opponent for your first fight in America, right? They're playing it safe. I get all that. Where I'm against this fight is the fact that it's on pay-per-view, the fact that it's opening up Amazon's deal with PBC. That's where I start questioning everything about this. Like, you guys, really? You want Amazon's first pay-per-view to do under 100,000 buys? Maybe under 50,000. I'm dead fucking serious, bro. Without them lying, how the fuck are they going to sell this fight?
Well, we have unproven guys. Unproven guys,
Yes, they're not even stars.
They're not even stars, and let alone fucking, Tim. The diehards know Tim, but he's gonna make a splash here in the U.S. He attempts to, but that can't be on pay-per-view yet. Make the splash first and then be on pay-per-view. You can't do that. You can't be the actual splashing that you're gonna be doing as a pay-per-view card. Like, no, that's gonna be a terrible fucking idea. Why wouldn't that be, dude? Everybody has Amazon Prime. Why the fuck wouldn't you put that on just regular Amazon Prime first? And then the pay-per-view, it's like, oh gosh, they're trying to load up the card. I don't mind that, but I'm not paying for that shit. Come on now.
Right now, I can guarantee you they're going to be talking about the illegal stream numbers for this matchup. They're going to announce that before they announce the pay-per-view buys. Believe that, because that's what they did. With what you just said, and you hit it right on the head. Why wouldn't you put it on Amazon? You turned all of those Amazon views. You see this phone right here? I could be at a birthday party, have my wife log into Amazon Prime, and I'm watching it at the fucking birthday now.
Yeah.
Right?
Without having to pay no pay-per-view shit.
Oh, hold on. I'm not done.
Okay.
Now me at the birthday party, I'm illegally streaming your fight on my phone. You get no view.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Sure.
That's the diehard boxer. The diehard boxer, he cares about Tim Tszyu. He don't care about Tim Tszyu versus Keith Thurman for $89.99.
Yeah.
Not that much. I'm dead serious. We're not buying it. No. You might have some PBC fanboys that purchase this shit because they're like this, like, you don't know boxing. We go back to that guy. It's that guy that's buying this fight. Not the real diehards that know about competition and, opponents and weight divisions and activity and notable wins and, all those things.
Sure.
You gotta have a main event to have a successful pay-per-view. I think Teddy Atlas has said that. Many have said this. You gotta have a main event to have a successful pay-per-view. Tim Tszyu is not the success. Keith Thurman is definitely not the success. Pitbull Cruz isn't the success, and neither is Rolly Romero. So what do we have here? What are we really playing with?
Yeah, it's almost like they're trying to let's combine as many notable names as possible, and people maybe will pay for it. It's like it's such a terrible idea to start off with. Even when the first time that PBC was a thing, the first thing they did is they went to fucking Fox or whatever the hell it was. I forgot what ABC or some shit. And then eventually it was Showtime. It's like, all right, those people have those channels. We're gonna get. It's not pay-per-view worthy. It's so not pay-per-view worthy for them to even, on top of the fact that it's like these guys are stars, to have it be their first card. Like, they're going to start off in the red already. No one's going to order that shit. Besides what we talked about, but even those guys are a certain number of them,
Let me ask you a question. We seen the heavyweight division just put on one hell of a tournament. Did they announce those numbers?
No.
And there was 6 notable heavyweights on that card.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't. You know what? I haven't even looked for the fucking numbers.
Right?
That's how irrelevant that
You
shit was.
have to have a main event.
Yeah.
You have to. And we have no main event on that card. We had
Mhm.
a bunch of fucking sub,
Yeah.
mediocre
It would be a
fights.
solid Showtime card. Don't get me wrong. It would be a solid Showtime card.
Yeah.
Even Showtime, there are far more subscribers of Amazon Prime than there are Showtime. So if you put it on Prime to begin with, you're gonna reach a larger audience than you would even on Showtime. But like, don't put a restriction on it. I mean, this pay per view better be fucking like $40, dude. Like that and that, if that's the case,
It
I'm like,
won't.
all right,
It
well, I
won't.
know they won't, but I mean that would be probably the only plausible way that I will be willing to fork up, fucking, hours of my day and a payday for that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, well, if you're gonna do pay per view, cool. At least make it reasonable. Don't give me some bullshit ass, expensive over $75 type crap.
I'm telling you right now, with the opponents on the card, even Raleigh versus Pitbull, I'm only watching it if it's for free. I'm not paying for this fight. This is not Keith Thurman does not deserve a pay-per-view. You're treating us like we're idiots, like we don't know boxing. I love Tim Tszyu, but he doesn't. I'm not just giving here, dude, because I like the way you fight. Here, just take my money and fight this fucking bum that hasn't fought in 2 years. But awesome. No, he ain't that guy. I'm
No.
sorry. I'll watch it on stream. I'll watch the highlight after.
Mm-hmm.
PBC will have you knocking him out. Oh, look, in the fourth round, he knocked him out. That's exactly what I predicted, or I already knew that was going to happen, and it
Yeah.
did happen. Raleigh Romero, I don't have any faith in you. You're garbage, bro. You couldn't beat the grandpa. You don't take the biggest. You don't take the biggest fight that's out there.
Mm.
You look like shit in sparring. Did you see him against Telefimo
Yeah,
Lopez?
that older. Well, I mean that's an older one, but I mean,
I
yeah, I
don't
can
give
see
a
it.
fuck. Have you ever seen a professional fighter turn his back?
Oh,
He turned his back, bro.
oh,
Like, I don't know why they didn't stop the fight there. Well, I guess, you're a dog at that point. You're going to get your ass kicked. You get in the ring, you get your ass kicked. There's a certain
yeah,
point where you got to stop all the babying, right? When you
right.
go in there for 3 minutes, you're going to go in there for 3 minutes. I don't give a fuck. Turn your back, do it, act like a coward, do whatever you want. You're still going to get beat up. Then when we're done beating you up, then we'll talk to you about how bad you looked. You understand? That's what
Yeah.
they should have did with Raleigh that day, because he looked real bad. He literally like gave up.
Mm,
Telefimo beat the fuck out of that kid in sparring.
yeah.
You better come out and say you were drunk. Remember Floyd? Hey, he was like, "No, I was drunk. I didn't sleep." You better come with all the excuses, bro.
Yeah.
Night before I was at the strip club. Hey, fuck that shit, man. That was sparring. That was sparring. But you got your ass handed to you to the point where you turned your back. You gave up.
Yeah.
So no, Raleigh Romero's never done nothing for me. I'm not going, ooh, I can't wait to drop my money on Raleigh Romero in this paper.
Yeah.
Like Al Heyman blew this, man. He blew this so big with this. Amazon is supposed to be like our dude, this is big for boxing.
Yeah,
Right?
it is,
This is
dude.
supposed to be our coming
It's
out.
like WWE Netflix. It's like fuck, that's how it is. Amazon is the juggernaut of fucking everything, owns everything, and now you're associated with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, how the fuck could you have blown such? I mean, I'm sure at somewhere they're thinking they're just like, oh, that's gonna be such a good fucking idea. It's like, who is in your boardroom, making these fucking decisions or green lighting these fucking decisions? It's such a terrible idea. I hope for their sake, it turns out to be at least, even if they break even, I will pray that they at least break even, because it's just that this idea. I don't know who gave them the idea that this was such a fucking great way
You know
to
what
kick
fight I
off
would have
the
you
damn
know what
thing.
fight I would have tried to make for Amazon pay-per-view number 1?
Oh,
Lopez versus Crawford pay-per-view. And you want to know why?
hmm.
Because my guy would be the favorite. You think Telefimo Lopez is going to be the favorite against Terrence Crawford right now? He's not.
No, the small guy moving up. No,
And
he's
and what would that have done to their buy rate, and wouldn't that
yeah,
made Amazon feel pretty comfortable in who they just invested in?
sure, yeah. It's like, oh, these guys know what they're doing.
Yeah, you
It's like
get Ryan versus Tank. You did a cross promotion there. Your guy was a favorite. You get 1.2 million buys, and he knocked the dude out. Looks great.
mhm.
You turn that around the next year, and you bring Terrence Crawford versus Lopez, a great fight. Terrence wins. You look great. That's the fight he should open up with. That's what Amazon deserves.
Yeah, you start with your strongest fucking potential fight. It's
You're gonna bring it. And Terrence is now a star.
yeah.
He's now a star on Amazon. Then
Mhm.
you go back to the Zoo thing, right? Because if Zoo has one more win, bro, the kid's already a star in Australia, and Terrence ain't scared of going across. He went there for Ricky Burns. He went to the UK. Where else did he go? I could have swore
when he beat Horn, when he got the belt off of Horn, he went there too.
Bam! Yes, you're absolutely right. Thank you, bro. Goes back there. That's the fight I was missing. I was trying to sell the fight the other day to someone on the Zoo thing, and I was missing the Horn one. I knew that's why that fight with Zoo is so big. They already know him. They already fucking know him.
And they got the beef. It's like, oh, you're gonna come over? We got another one for you. Come over and fight now, motherfucker.
And Zoo's badass, right? Yeah. He got the dad was badass. His son looks badass. He's got the belts. He's got he's got good wins. I've always liked Zoo. Because I was a little mad when it went PBC, but I understand. You see the guy, the walkout music he comes out to, like, dude's totally into us. You know what I mean? He's Australian, but he has an American flag in him somewhere. He totally likes that. So to me, he's like that. So I know why he's attracted to the PBC. I get it. Him versus Crawford right after the Lopez. Yeah, that's the route I would have took. But we're talking about Al Heyman, who I wish I had a ski mask. I'm getting one.
Bring it out.
I'm getting one.
I'm gonna go to the swap meet later today and get myself a fucking.
I'm gonna get a mannequin's head.
Yeah,
with the ski. Yeah, that'll be Al Heyman.
Yeah, that'll be.
We ain't doing that, motherfucking. I always feel like he says jive turkey, cause he's old, bro. Cause he's old. You jive turkey. I always want to say Al Heyman says that to his guys.
Well, we'll say that he does for the sake of the show. Whether or not he actually does is irrelevant. We're going to say that he does because he looks like the kind of guy that would say that shit.
Yeah. Cool dude. He's a cool dude. Shit. Cool dude, but he's a businessman. He's not a boxing man, and that's my problem with Al.
Yeah.
I know Al's making money. I love that he's making money. I can't hate on that. I hate that he's not a boxing guy, right? Yeah. He's a business guy. That's it.
Yeah,
that's my beef.
And there's a difference, and there's a big fucking difference. We see it with fighters all the time. Fighters, we talked about it earlier. It's taking the less risky fights for the most fucking profit. It's like, all right, clearly you're fucking business. Tyson has said that several times. It's like, dude, I was a fucking animal. These guys now are businessmen, and I was like, all right, yeah, that's probably true. Tyson back in the day was a fucking animal. He didn't want to fucking bite your head off. I don't get so many of those anymore.
I had the same feelings with Don. Now I'm a lot younger. But I didn't have no beef with Don. You know, when everyone's like, oh, fuck him, he robs people, I'm like, bro, why do the guys keep signing these contracts then?
Yeah.
Tell them to leave this dude alone and maybe he wouldn't be powerful. But you can't hate on his. If he writes in the back of his contract that he owes you for 10 years and you didn't turn the contract over to read if there was a print on the back of it, whose problem is that? That is not Don King's. You know the guy's a little slimy. You better have your best lawyers out there looking at these papers. Mm-hmm. I'm not mad at their hustle. I'm not. Well, you know the saying. We all know the saying. I'm not mad at the hustle.
Yeah.
So you know, it's time for the media to call this shit out. We have played this fucking. Look, I'm telling you, man. I seen the change. I was covering from 06 to 15, bro. I seen the change when they took the power away from the media. Before, media used to dictate some of what was going on in boxing because the promotion of what they were writing, right? If they say your fighter sucks and the promoter sucks, hey, don't do that again. You understand? They say the promotion sucks and she's playing fish. She's throwing a rope over my head. I don't know if you guys seen that. She's fishing. Yeah, she's fishing for me. I'm supposed to grab it and then they try to reel me in. Can't do that on the show.
Yeah, right. At least you shouldn't. You shouldn't do it.
Yes. So, where was I going with that?
They took the power away from the media.
They took the power away. Dude, they started pulling credentials. I seen guys get kicked out right in the media room when they didn't like what they wrote the night before. Lose your credential right on the spot. Freedom of speech? No, we're not doing that anymore. I watched one radio disc jockey get slapped in the media room. A promoter sent to fight. And I didn't mind it because the guy talked a lot of shit about boxing. He really did. And I used to tell everyone, man, we have enough enemies outside of our sport. We don't need them in our sport, like sabotaging our fights. And sometimes I felt like that's what because he was all about mob and it's all fixed and the mob is running top rank. He got smacked. Just saying. I'm just saying. Shut your mouth. And I bet you he didn't get into that many fights either.
Right after that.
Yeah. So they took the power away from media. Social media has now given everyone's family member the right to go and promote their kid, and you don't even need a PR person really anymore if you got the right people doing it on social media, right? You got influencers in their ears telling them how they can be 10 times bigger. They don't need these guys anymore, really. It's going to get to that point. So the media, we need to stand up and be like, look, you guys can do whatever you want, but Canelo's off the list. Give a fuck. Yeah. I give a fuck until he fights someone that we want to see. He's not on the list. Raleigh, who's the fight that they're trying to make the Thurman versus Zoo? You got to penalize something on that. That can't, if it's the stripping of the title or something. How did Thurman get challenger for all those belts? Are you fucking kidding me? There's no way that should be able, unless they're gonna throw in some loophole that says, this is a is it a non-title?
I think Sue has. Does he have one belt, like an interim belt or something? Because Charlo still has the belts. The smaller Charlo still has the belts, as I understand it. So I don't know how many fucking belts Sue has at this point. I mean, when he gets in the ring, there's always like 2 or 3 belts, but we know that fucking Charlo is the man, right? He's the one that's got all the fucking belts. So I don't know how many, and whether or not they're like interim, because sometimes WBA does that stupid super champion shit. So it's like if he's the 154 super champ, and then there's the regular champ. So they always make shit up like that, and WBC does that bullshit with the silver, this and this and that. So I think he's an interim champion of WBO. I think. I mean, that's kind of a stretch. I'm not sure. Remember, I can't remember what belt he's had over his shoulder, but I mean, they're just gonna throw in fucking Thurman in there as a contender for that belt when he hasn't. I don't know. I'm not sure how I mean, it's gonna be 12 rounds, I know, but I don't know what is gonna be at stake.
Yeah, no, I thought he had titles, but you're absolutely right, man. Charlo holds all the titles to that division still.
Yeah, as of right now, at least. Because
doesn't he has a WBO, I think, bro.
And I think it might be the interim. I want to say it's like an interim belt or something, because I don't even think it's like the legit fucking belt, unless or who was it? Was it Charlo that was recently? Oh, you know what? I think you're right, because wasn't Charlo stripped of one of the belts? Like,
yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know why in my boxing rankings. I hate when you're on air, dude, and the shit just doesn't want to work all of a sudden. I'm trying to get to boxing rankings. It's like all my internet's frozen now. It's like, are you kidding me?
No.
Either way, Miguel.
Yeah.
We've got to call these fights out for what they are sometimes and stop acting like, we're blind and this is great and this is going to make his career so much better. Especially like a guy like Canelo. Especially that you got to hold him to the fire, man, because he's making the most money. All the eyes are on him. You're kind of being embarrassing right now. You know what I mean? We need to step it up just a tad. If it was Oscar, remember how they used to crucify that man?
Yeah.
We don't do that anymore, man. We just don't. And it all started with Floyd. I'm telling you, I've said it. You guys have heard it. It all started with Floyd in the UFC. Boxing was so fucking scared that the UFC was about to take over combat sports altogether that they let Floyd get away with murder. And that started like this whole snowball of, we're all just like this when we walk into the media room. No one says shit. No one asks hard questions. There's nothing, It's something that I think we need to get back to. And obviously, like I said, I know we've lost a lot of power in the say in this stuff, but I still think it's something the media needs to get back to hold these fighters a little bit more accountable for the opponents that they're taking and stop with all this. You don't know shit about boxing if you don't know that you're supposed to get the most money for the least amount of damage. And that's not what we're fighting. When you go to football, do they say we do the least amount of tackling so the guys don't get hurt? No, you're in football, man. It's 100% guaranteed you're going to get hurt. And in boxing, it's 100% guaranteed you're going to get hurt. So stop acting like you're not in the hurt game. Not saying to put your face out there. You're still supposed to. Still supposed to learn the technique, right? The skill. But this shit about we're just gonna go a blind eye to all these weak ass matches. No, we can't do that anymore. We got to start holding these guys a little bit more accountable.
Especially after the pretty killer fucking year that we had at 2023, with fucking fights like we finally got, Spence and Crawford, and earlier that year we had Garcia and Tank, and it's just like fight. You know, it's just like boom, 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 boom. It's
He
like
got
okay,
us though.
huh?
He got us, man. He did all that for that Amazon deal,
Yeah,
bro. I'm
right.
telling
No.
you, that Amazon deal was already in the making when they were doing those
Hey,
fights.
you know, I wouldn't be surprised if that was one of the fucking fit. It's like,
Yes.
you know, Heyman's like, oh yeah, look, we work with other promoters, we get
Yeah.
good fights. Look at all those numbers. It's like, oh, fantastic, like, oh, bait and switch, fuck yeah,
Yep.
fuck yeah, you know,
Yep.
that's like, dude, no, that's so fucking terrible. Such a killer ass 2023 that we had with fucking Teofimo and Taylor was off the hook. It's just like we get those fights, and now we got fucking, damn it, we're back.
To
They
Thurman
got us again.
versus Zoo.
They got us again.
And I know, I know he was probably just there for Ryder, but I thought it was weird. Amir Khan came out of nowhere last night.
Yeah,
He's like, I better not see him in a huge fight here coming up soon, dude.
no, I hope he was just there to there was some other people. Well, Hearn was there. I saw Eddie Hearn there. You know, Khan was there. I'm not sure if there were any. Oh, you know what? And one of the commentators too, because usually there's like certain commentators that do the English cards on the zone.
Oh, okay. Yes.
And they were there. So they were even part of the show. You know, there to support Ryder, I'm sure. But yeah. I don't know. It's just I did see Khan. That show was a little out of place. It's like, oh shit, where the fuck has this dude been? You know, for a while. But
still look good. He doesn't look old. That's cool. Yeah, he still carries his baby look. But yeah, I was like, they better. Thank you, baby. They better not be bringing him out of nowhere.
And he's not like fucking slurring his words. So clearly he still has his damn brain cells intact, you know, for as much as he's as chinny as he is and as much as he's been hit throughout his career. Yeah, I mean, glad to see him. It was nice seeing, you know, familiar faces in the crowd, right? There to support Ryder. That was kind of cool. But yeah, I doubt he was there for anything other than just like him, you know, supporting Ryder.
Yep.
Funny shit. All right. Well, that's pretty much the primarily the stories that I had. Was there anything else that happened to have caught your attention this week that you would like to touch on? It can be anything that you happen to have seen that you were like, nah, fuck that, we gotta talk about it.
I think we brought it up. I always say that, and then I'm gonna text you in 10 minutes and go, we missed. But no, I think we hit on everything. I mean, look, we got Teofimo Lopez coming up Super Bowl weekend. That's gonna be like the groundbreaking of our show, correct? That
pretty much, yeah. It's gonna be our you know main fucking story that we're gonna have because it's gonna be the following Thursday. So yeah, we're gonna have our predictions intact. We're gonna have the fucking things, everything ready for Teofimo and fucking Ortiz, Jaime Ortiz. So yeah, that one's coming up.
And the Super Bowl. Who do you have in the Super Bowl, Miguel?
Well, who's in it? Who I don't.
Oh my God! I knew you were gonna say that.
Who played? I don't know. You know, like I'm not gonna follow the conspiracy of the fucking. You know, I'll put on my tinfoil hat and see what colors the damn logo has, the way supposedly it is. But fuck, I don't know. Are the games over yet? Like who's played so far? Like I don't think It's Sunday, so I'm sure there were some games going on. I just don't know who.
There are. Today is KC versus the Baltimore Ravens. So the Chiefs versus Ravens start in a few hours here, maybe an hour. I don't know. Is it even on? Oh, fuck. I think the game. No. Yeah, the game might be on. So anyways, that game's running right now. Huh? Mm-hmm. Okay, good. What's the score? 7-7 right now. Live update, Miguel. 7-7 Chiefs versus Ravens.
In real time.
Yes, sir. Then after that is Niners versus Lions. The Lions, one of the feel-good stories of the NFL. Yeah, never won shit. I think it's been like 30 years since they've even been in a playoff or something like that.
This is like the furthest that they've gone in quite some time. I remember seeing that. I saw like somebody post like some stuff on Instagram, just random feed that comes up about that. So that's kind of like the Cinderella story for this year, and that's kind of like where everybody's feels are with the Detroit fucking Lions. And I mean it's. But they got Frisco, they got the Niners. So who the fuck knows how that's gonna go? All right, so KC and who you said? Baltimore?
KC and Baltimore, yep.
All right, so,
and then Detroit and Santa Clara.
All right, so I guess who? I mean, right now it's just a matter of prediction of who's gonna make it to the Super Bowl to begin with. So I'm gonna go with Niners and Baltimore, and Baltimore's gonna take it. So nice. Niners and Baltimore.
So you got a rematch.
Yeah. Oh, is it a rematch?
You got a rematch. Yep. And Baltimore took it last time in a comeback. Dude, they were like losing, and at halftime, the lights go out. You don't remember the story, bro?
No,
dude. So that Baltimore is losing like big time. 17 points or so at halftime. They're down. The Niners, no, Baltimore's winning. Ah, man, I'm gonna ruin the story. But the lights go out for 45 minutes.
Damn.
You know what? Baltimore's kicking their ass. Baltimore's kicking the Niners' ass.
Yeah.
The lights go out for 45 minutes after halftime. They think it was fixed. You want to know why?
Why?
The Baltimore Ravens were a veteran team that were all on painkillers. And I guess painkillers only last like 30 minutes or so because they try to get them through the next half of the game.
Yeah.
So if you, right after halftime, if there's a 45-minute delay,
yeah.
Guess who's on the field with no painkillers?
Yeah.
Bunch of old dudes.
Yeah.
And here come the Niners. They start coming back at the end of that game. They ended up losing. But, yeah, there was a big conspiracy in that one that somebody hit a switch over in New Orleans. New Orleans is the same place where the Niners' first owner, Eddie D was his name. He got kicked out of the NFL because he was trying to get an illegal gambling license in New Orleans. So there's some shit going on in New Orleans between the DeBartolos, the Niners family, because the Yorks own them now, but we all know the York is a married-in name. They're DeBartolos. The people that run the Niners are DeBartolos. And yeah, dude, so he got in trouble in New Orleans buying an illegal dude. They were fucking watching like the governor, the feds were. Yeah. And here comes Eddie D in a restaurant with a suitcase full of cash. Starts talking about an illegal gambling license, bro. You want to know what that license was for? Oh, I could go all day. It was for a boat that he had refs on. He got caught with NFL officials on a boat, like one of those sex boats, those party boats.
Like a fucking yacht.
Yeah. Yeah, and so he wanted to turn it into a casino and be like, no, they were just on a casino boat. There's no fucking fixing going on here. So the NFL is like, yeah, that's a bad look, bro. You got to go. So he sells the team to his sister. He sells it to his sister.
Yeah. Damn.
And actually, he sold it with the thought that he was going to come back. And then the Yorks are like, no, we actually like this title.
Yeah. We changed our minds.
Yeah. So that's a little insight on the Niners in New Orleans. So that's the rematch. Look, you know what I'm going to go with? Taylor Swift versus
jeez, you had to go that.
Taylor Swift. It's the NFL, bro. Come these woke fucks.
Yeah.
These woke fucks. It's going to be Taylor Swift versus Eminem.
Yeah. That's true. That makes a lot more sense. It's damn it.
You're right.
I have to ruin it, goddamn.
No, I don't know. Hey, listen, and I'm with you. The NFL is not scripted. It's all about odds. The referees know the odds. They play the odds, and if the game turns out in their favor, great. We all know odds can dictate anything. That's how gambling works. That's how poker, when the guy's reading the cards, all he's looking at are what the odds of his chancellors are winning. Sure. So that's what these refs know. They know everything about these quarterbacks on it, what the percentages of them being successful on every play. The refs already know it. They throw flags to dictate those odds. That's all it is. It is not scripted. There is no NFL getting in a room with a bunch of screenwriters and going, okay, who's going to blow their ACL this week? And people, come on. Just stop being delusional here. This is about odds. That little shit on the poster, maybe there's something to that. Maybe there's not. I really don't know because we don't know when these posters – what if that poster came out the week after – the Super Bowl was decided? So they're putting the logo as the two teams that made it because, hello, those are the two teams representing the Super Bowl. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know when these things come out. Do you know the poster this year has been changed 3 times? We already know that.
And so are they like? Don't teams share colors? Like it's not like this going to be.
Yes, they do. Like, and Miguel, there's already been one that says no. It's if you mix the colors together, shows you the winner.
It's like,
I'm telling you, hey, they have dumbed us down to a point where there's no control, bro. They can feed us whatever they want, and you'll have fucking 20 million go with it, bro. Dead serious.
It's like you gotta melt the colors down, hold it up to the light, and then put the little light on. I'm like, oh, stop.
On a full fucking moon, it will tell you who's the winner.
On the second Thursday of every month, past 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Like that. Oh, jeez.
It's getting crazy, bro.
It is.
It
But that
really
makes
is.
sense though. Taylor Swift. I mean, fuck. It'd be fucking
Woo!
hilarious if Swift or fucking Eminem actually play in this. I mean, the perform in the halftime show or some shit.
And just the views, just the view. Can you imagine how much Taylor's gonna be up and down the red carpet during the Super Bowl week?
It's a way to get chicks interested in goddamn football, for fuck's sake.
Fucking 300 million of them or whatever outrageous number that woman has following her.
The Swifties, as they call them, the Swifties.
Yep. Dude, have you ever seen Kansas City's? Did I tell you this one? The stadium at KC? Dude, they're singing her song as they exit now.
Oh,
all the Kansas City Chiefs women, they have videos of them just all singing Taylor Swift songs as I feel so bad for the men at KC. Yeah. They're like, what happened to our stadium, bro? Like, they're all singing a girl song as they leave now. And I know when you win, you probably are like, yeah, whatever, we won, but it's still a bad look. It's a real
it won't, once they break up, because that's all her fucking song is. Then it'd be all over, and it would all be a bad nightmare, a bad dream. It's like there's gonna be some skit of some fucking the quarterback waking up like, oh, that was just a nightmare. Okay.
Cool. Oh, women will hate the Chiefs again.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you go to that game yourself. Fuck the Chiefs.
Yeah, like you support them. You sleep on the couch. Like, no, fuck that.
My producer just gave me a side eye. I don't know if she's an undercover Swiftie or what, man.
I know, right?
What the hell's going on there?
She's tapping into the calls.
Yeah, she said, hell no, yeah, I'm just playing. She's not.
That's funny. All right. Well, then I think we're good to go. We're looking forward to next week's, Super Bowl show / Teofimo Ortiz, fight coming up. So thank you so much for, listening and joining us. We will be back very, very soon, and looking forward to having you guys listen to us once more. One last time, Fight Fiend Migs here, Miguel Antonio Barragan. That was Andrew. Don't get it twisted. Lapache. Once again, Mad Boxing Show. Peace out, y'all. See you next week.
Okay.